Hello everybody, it's me, GetDaveDio, and it's channel update time, July edition. Most of this is going to be talk about events in the video game world because I think it's been a very exciting month. First things first though, I just finished recording the Fire Emblem Let's Play about 1 minute ago. So it's done and it's going to be 46 episodes long. Maybe that's already in the past, I don't know, but let's pick a game together. I have been flirting with the idea of Final Fantasy VIII. That one's still on the, hey, I kind of want to do that one sometime soon list, but I was also thinking of Planet Coaster. So what do you think of that? Because for real, we can decide this. Sometimes I give you like a hypothetical, what game should we do next? This is like days away. FF8 would also be really good. It's a cool little story. And I've done 6 and 7, and a belief I have is that Final Fantasy 6, 7, and 8 all have perfect endings, and they're all completely different. You have sort of a redemptive one, an ambiguous one, and FF8's, which is a different type of perfect. So anyway, things to think about. In other fun news, Kingdom Hearts 3, the demo or video came out, pardon me, and it looks super good. And they go to the Toy Story world and they're running around on the roof, and they go to a toy store and Sora can jump. He's a toy because he's in the Toy Story world because it's always themed, and he can jump into the toy mechs, and then you're fighting inside a toy mech and you can shoot lasers and stuff. And it's pretty much what I did from the ages of 5 to, I'm just gonna prorate this, 80. So yeah, that got me really excited. FF12, the Zodiac Age, also came out. I originally disliked Final Fantasy XII, and I'll share a little bit about my personal life with you. I was super excited about it. Obviously, I thought it was going to turn things around because 10 was kind of, at the time, people were kind of iffy on it. In retrospect, people have warmed up to it over time. But it was like a little polarizing. People were like, oh, it's not quite like 8 or 9, you know. Sakaguchi wasn't really involved anymore. And 12 was Yasumi Matsuno, you know, the guy who did FF Tactics. He was going to fix things, and then the project kind of went sideways, and he left due to health reasons. And I was still, you know, pretty excited about it. I was at university at the time and had classes, and I started with a psychology test, and I really aced it. And so as a treat to myself, I skipped school for the rest of the day and bought like the collector's edition in the nice aluminum can. I was playing through Xenosaga 3 at the time. I put that on the side because Final Fantasy trumps all, played through it. The night I finished it was the night of 100 vomits. I got food poisoning, and that may have distorted my perception of the game. But I beat the game, and my overall impression of it at the end was actually pretty negative. But a lot of iteration was done, and they re-released like a international edition, and that's what this Zodiac Age HD remaster is. So what do you people think about that? A new Dragon Quest game came out in Japan, and it's coming to North America in 2018, so this is going to be a long ways off. But I mean, I love the Dragon Quest series. It's one of my favorites, and in my opinion, this is like the first proper one since 8 came out, and 8 was friggin' amazing. Dragon Quest 9 was a portable thing, like on 3D or DS, not even 3DS, and you know they experimented with a lot of tweaks, and they iterated on some systems that they had in Dragon Quest 8 and made them worse, in my opinion. They tried to do a lot of stuff with connectivity and everything, and they also implemented kind of a bad version of the class system, and it really felt quite different, and people were upset. And then 10's an MMO, and it didn't even come out in North America. So what I'm trying to say is Dragon Quest XI is the first normal, maybe, Dragon Quest game to come out in like, it might be like 14 years or something like that. So I'm excited. And I got a big smile. We're going to have a good time. Be excited with me, okay? Bastion review, I don't know if it's going to be up at this point. I have just finished editing it. I just finished it today, and I'm going to start writing the Fire Emblem Awakening review now. These things take forever, though. I spent much longer writing and creating the video for the review of Bastion than the entire Let's Play, because it was like a 5-hour LP, and like 3 hours just to write down the words I was going to say. So anyway, that's what happened. And in other news, like that's, I think, it for the channel, the upgoing, or the stuff coming up, the goings on, the upgoings, as they say. So leave me comments giving me feedback on stuff, or else I won't know what you think. I don't have a good thread or anything. I'm just letting you know the consequence. In other news, I started a game development company called Reclamation Games, and we're working on a video game, and I usually tack on a little bit at the end talking about these sorts of things. I'd say the most interesting and kind of unique thing I did this month, some of it is like pretty mundane, but of interest to you, I started formally writing the script, and a ton of the writing has already taken place. But now I'm assembling, like I'm in script writing software, writing down everything everyone's going to say and building in like some of the logic for like, hey, if the player does this thing first, because spoiler, the game has a major branching path and you can do things in different orders, and it's a Metroidvania game, so I thought that'd be kind of an interesting thing to sort of mix up, oh man, how would I explain it? Some of the implications of what you can do in an open world game. This is not open world. The only thing is like in Zelda Breath of the Wild, you can pick which divine beast you want to do first. Well, in this one, there's sort of paths. So it'd be kind of like if you could do Brinstar or Norfair first in Super Metroid. And because it's very story driven, this has implications on story. Like characters would have some information in some instances and not in others. So I've been writing all that down in a script, and it's been very enjoyable, and now you know, that's what's been going on. There's been like a ton of programming and, you know, art stuff too or whatever, but you hear about that lot, so I thought I'd throw in a different one. Anyway, if you enjoy the stuff I'm putting on my channel and, you know, want to support it, Patreon is a way you can do that. I just put the plugs at the end of these videos so as not to have lame end cards at the end of all of my other videos. People have been super generous on Patreon, and I'm super appreciative of that because it's helped offset like the YouTube economy collapsing. And you maybe have noticed like signs of this in other channels. So anyway, yeah, thank you so much, everybody. It helps support everything we do here on Get Daved. And I'll see you all in the next Let's Play.